Hi everyone. Today, in this video I'm going to record how to do the first assignment of the environmental flows for our area of study, in this case Pajaro Valley. So at some point you will be going through HydroLearn and you will have finished all of these assignments, and you will be in the part of activity calculate functional flow regimes. So once you start here, you can see the document here, or you can actually get the document in a separate tab, which that's something that I would recommend. Once the file has opened, then I'm gonna make it a little bit larger so you can take a look at the document. In here, it will also come here to this learning activity, which is calculate the stream flows. And what you're gonna see is that here it provides what is all the things that you need to get out of this section. So let's go here. Let's go to this database. And what I'm going to do is put it on a separate window so you can actually see the instructions and then also see what we are doing here on the let's do something here. There you go. So now what you need to do is to click here on explore data, and then it will come this map. In this map, we're going to zoom to Monterey Bay, and basically we will scroll. And then once we are here in Monterey Bay, we're going to select the Pajaro River, which is what it says here. Here you can see Pajaro Valley, and this is the segment that we need to click, which is almost till the end. You can see it in here. And as we're doing that, then you can see that this is the dry season base flows, but you can toggle here and you can see the estimated natural flow, how it changed. And that was between dry, moderate, and wet years, how it used to change. Now this, we need to start adding this. You can see here the COM ID 17665747, which is this COM ID. It will say, oh, see, here is 17665747, 17665747. So this is the COM ID that we want to download. Here it doesn't show the plus sign because basically we have this hidden. So now that I expanded, I can add it here, and now I have it like this. Now I'm going to download the functional flow metrics data, and it will tell me where I wanted to save it. I already created a folder for my exercises, so they are going to be there you go. And here I'm gonna create a new folder that will be called exercise 1 environmental flows, and this will be where I'm going to save. Okay. There you go. Now we can save it there. As it is download, I will open it in there, and then I'll follow. It should look the file something like this. So as I am open it, we'll see how the file looks. And it should look something similar like this. So this is the order that the file should look like. I'm assuming that the file will not show in that way, and that is because sometimes the files come. Just give me a second. There you go. Okay, there you go. So this is how the file looks like. Now, as you can see here, in this case, it has DS, all dry and moderate. But you can see here that DS magnitudes, they don't come in the same order. Let me actually toggle here a little bit closer. So DSW, and then here we don't have that. FA DS magnitude, 50 and 90th, and it doesn't come here. So basically as you can see here, one of the key parts on this that later will tell you on your instructions is that so before copying and pasting, make sure that we have exactly the same order on the ones that you're copying here to the ones that you will be copying to your template. So the easiest way to do this is actually just to go in here, go to data, filter, and then filter this from A to C. And basically now all of them will start being ordered in the same way. This is of this exercise, this is the most difficult part. So DSWS, so you can see 127, 115, 131, 133, then all the DS magnitudes that you can see in here, 0.3, 0, 0.8, 2.28, DS magnitudes 90, which are these. You can see them here. Then we have DS timing, FA magnitude. So these are dry season timing, fall magnitude, then fall timing, which is fall magnitude, fall timing, and all of them, they are all dry, moderate, and wet. All dry, moderate, and wet. Then we have the 3 peaks, which should be somewhere here. Can you see them? Spring duration, spring magnitude, spring duration, spring magnitude, spring timing, wet season base flow duration, magnitude 10, magnitude 50, and wet timing. And basically now we have it in the same order. So once we have done that, then I'm gonna open this. And this is a template. In my case, because I'm the owner of the template, I can save on it. But what you should do is to save it as a copy. So let's go here and go to File. And then we're going to do Make a Copy. And then I'm going to select a different folder, the one where I have that I created for my exercise number 1. So in this case, I will go here, my drive. Give me a second. And then it will be this one. Exercise 1, environmental flows. And I'm gonna select that one. And I'm gonna call it environmental flow demands, and this will be Sam Sandoval. Okay. So now I have created a copy. And I'm gonna close the previous one. Now this copy, I'm gonna have it here on this. Well, for now, I'm just gonna leave it here. As you're gonna see, the next step here is to select the data and then paste it in here. So what I'm going to do is here, select the data and then going to my functional flow metrics and paste it in here. I'm gonna use Ctrl-Shift-B, so that will be the easiest way to paste the, in this case, values. That's what is saying. And I'm gonna move this one here because now I'm gonna be working on this file. As you can see here now, it follows the same. So 127, 127, some spaces, 0, 0.98, 0.98, 0. You can see here 931, 195, 196, 190. So 935, 196, 190. You can see all these numbers here. Now, what I'm going to do is to change to the next tab, which is functional flow regime. And basically this one, what is showing us is the main control. So this is one of my first controls. Let me actually go here and put it like this. So we can take a closer look at this. So main controls, then here it says that this is the monthly in-stream flows, this bar, and somewhere here is the summary of the results of the functional flows, which is in here, and the graphical interface, which is this one. Okay, so we are there. And you have to create one, to provide one picture like this to your to be turned in. That's basically what is saying somewhere there. Now we're gonna analyze reference hydrographs. So here you have to move this into number 1, and this will have units. And then I think make sure that this one is moderate. So what you're gonna see here right now is that we have now the actual flows. And this is what we're using is CFS, the actual units. And you can see how in this case, the natural functional flow hydrograph looks like. Then you can see how it changes from, and I explain here how things are changed. Now, what we can do is go back here and change this to 0. And when you change it to 0, basically instead of having the units, everything is divided by the average flow. And what this can show you is how variable is this river. It can go up to 20 times the average flow. So the average flow is, it has certain value, but it will fluctuate quite a lot. And it tells you how unpredictable, right? So this is what you're seeing here. If you go to this database, to the functional flow calculator, basically what it will show you is, in this case, you can select a snow melt or a rain in-stream flow that you have been seeing on your on the videos. So basically here, as you can see, when I select a snow melt, well, you can zoom in and then you can select a snow melt river, and you can see that this is how the reference hydrograph look like, which is like this. Or you can go to the one that we are interested, which will be close in Monterey Bay, will be this one. And you can see how these look very similar like this. Okay, so you will have to turn that out. So in-stream flow recommendations. Now you'll go back here and click here 1. and then in here you will click all, select, sorry, all, and then basically what you will see is something similar like this, right? You can see that how this figure, it relates to this one. And I mean, you can see all the components, the peak flows, the fall pulse flow, the dry season base flow, wet season base flow, and spring recession, how all of them, they are in here. So now what we're going to do is to start working, and along these things I will be asking you many of the to be turned in. Now here we need to focus on estimating this, and basically what you're going to do is to again here select all, just to make sure that here we have dimensionless. So here it says with units that are CFS or zero dimensionless, and this will be for all years. And now we're going to select this M28 until the annual. We're gonna copy, and then we're gonna paste it here. Yep. Once again, Control Shift B, and that will go there. And we will do the same, copying this one here, which is the functional flow regime fall, and then we're gonna paste it in here. Control Shift B, only the values. Okay. So that will be for this first monthly flow regime. So here where the recommended stream flow, if we consider all years, will be this annual value in 1,000 acre feet, and this is going to be distributed month by month. Now you will have to do it for, basically go back and do it for wet season, no, excuse me, for all the different water years. So let's actually do that. So now we can go to dry, and this will change, and we will have to copy this value here and paste it in here. Control Shift B, and then we will also have to select this and then paste it in here. The same we have to do for moderate. And copy this one from here. And finally, wet. And paste it in here. Okay, so basically what I'm doing is just filling the all dry wet here and having this same table. The table should look to something like that, and it kind of shows something like this. If you can see here, this 61, 47, 65, 61, well, this is 48, not 47, that's okay. 65, 106, they are there. So I think we're good. Now we need to have reference values. And basically here what I want you to do is to have the average, or calculate the average of all of them for all the years. So in here what we're going to do is to click equal average, and that will be of since 1950 to 2025. Come on. Okay, didn't like it. There you go. So now you see that we have this 198.1, right? And we're gonna do the same, but now only for dry, moderate, or wet years. So in this case, what I'm going to do, we're gonna use the average ifs. And so we can do it two ways here. So equal average ifs, and then the first one is to select this, the data, and then in order for you to you can do this, and then you can hit F4 and you will have all these dollar signs. Okay, and then comma, then the next one will be to select the type of year. Again F4, and then so when you put the dollar signs, you are locking that column. The columns will not move, or the selection will not move. And then the last part will be to put where am I? I think I'm here, right? And then I'm just missing to select L33, sorry. And that one will be, if I remember correct, will be this guy here. So there you go, we have it, 56.6, which is, I think, this, and then now we can drag this formula and then have the others, 132 and 339. Okay, the last part will be to calculate how these values are compared to the expected environmental flow. So basically we're gonna divide this over this, and it will give us the values. So here 31. Now we can copy this one and just go down, and it will be the others, 85, 49, and 28. Okay, now once we have that, then you're expected to have a graph like this. And in this case, what something that so a lot of these sometimes it will not come the same, because basically this is done randomly. So every time that you click a number, you can see that that moves. So that's why you're never gonna have a same figure when you submitted your assignment. Let's do this. In order to create this one, what you have to do is to select this until the month, September. Don't select the annual value, and then go here to insert, and then a chart. And then I think hopefully it will come this chart. Now, of course, what you need to have here is not a column chart, but a line chart, which is what I'm asking here. And then here you need to switch rows to columns. So now we have something that looks a little bit more like this. And then here you have to go to customize, and then vertical axis title, charts and axis titles. And then out here select vertical axis title. Here the title will be volume 1000 acre foot. And you're gonna have your chart in here, right? Sorry. Something that is relatively close to what we're looking. Last, we will need to adjust this chart. And what I'm going to do is to set this one on the side. And in here, I'm gonna add both, which will be well, now all the dry, moderate, and wet years. So basically here you select it, here, edit chart, and then here you need to add series. Here you will have to go to select data range, and in here we'll need to go first to dry. Okay. By now we should have added our dry. Now we need to add another series, and that will be moderate. Now we have it in here. And last but not least, we are going to add our last one, and that will be wet. And ta-da! You have now the 3 graphs that you need to submit for your exercise. So here is the part of to be turned in. So basically that's what you need to be turned in. Thank you for watching this. As you can see, it's a pretty straightforward exercise. Just make sure that when you're copying and pasting, you're pasting it in the right place. And I think that will be it. Thanks a lot. Ciao, ciao.